everyone, it's Liam Caddison here, and we're jumping into episode 19 of season 2 for Angel. I'm looking forward to jumping into this episode as we are on the stretch of the final 4 episodes. Oof. Yeah, I've really loved this season. I've said it time and again, but I feel like this season has been an incredible step up from season 1. Not to say, again, that season 1 was bad, but I have felt like they have really done, they've really done good in terms of creating an evolution from season 1. With some of the arcs that we've had, from the whole Darla situation to Angel turning to the dark side, the whole Lindsay and Lila situation where they've been tussling over the leadership of the Special Projects Division. They've all been really, really incredible, and I've really enjoyed my time with this season, and I'm excited to see how we're going to close out this season. And yeah, I've really loved the last episode. Like I said, it was my favourite Lindsay episode, in terms, because there's been quite a few episodes that's been focusing on his character, but I really felt like they, like, especially if this is his departing episode from the whole Angel show, maybe he'll go to Sunnydale, you never know, because sometimes people come from Sunnydale to LA, maybe he'll do that now. If this was his departing episode, then it was a really, really strong conclusion, because I really loved a lot of elements regarding the last episode. But yeah, I'm excited to see what this episode entails. So with that said, let's jump into episode 19 of season 2 for Angel. Let's go.
How is it anyway? Pretty good? I mean, it ought to be pretty good.
It's delicious, but that's not what I feel guilty about.
Oh. I'm not cheap. I'm just old.
No.
I remember when a few bob got you a good meal, a bottle and a tavern wench.
We have it under control. Angel will get hold of his informant first thing
I guess
in the
you could say she should chase her dreams.
Actually, both.
Okay, then.
Battle shroud woven from the skin of dead children.
What's he doing?
You don't think I know a Voktar witch when I see one? You don't think I can read the markings of a...
Oh, it's
Looks
not.
Different up close.
Oh,
It's a beautiful
Angel.
shawl, ma'am. It's a beautiful $1,000 Laura.
He's
Luna
trying.
What is it? What do you see?
Move,
Moo? Some sort of cow monster?
I think
Oh,
the
no.
is coming up.
Oh. Well, that'll grab the attention. Oh.
They'll take that off the bill, right?
Yes, I'd forgotten. Thank you. Yes. Just recently. It's going quite well so far.
Wow, I'm not really...
No, I think this time.
You can tell the change in his voice. His father is,
No. No, you're right.
yeah, not making me happy.
What are you doing here?
Getting a tan. Not bursting into flames.
One day,
So,
it'll happen.
What are you doing here?
We'll be able to step
To
in the
ask you a
daylight.
question. In your vision, did the hackler demon...
Is that the director?
Oh, I know he won't, because security's gonna toss his ass in about 2 minutes. Now get in the makeup
Good luck.
and hope they can work miracles.
Do you want me to rip that guy's head off for you? I guess, I can, really.
Do
I can
it,
actually
do
rip
it.
his head right off his body.
Pattern of carefully timed facial tics, not dissimilar to our own Morse code. The hackler prefers.
I was
moist
thinking, like,
climes
what's
where it
what,
can-
Morse code?
Yes.
I meant, how do we go about killing it?
Oh.
Oh, he's feeling that pressure from his
yes, Dad,
father,
it's slice
isn't
and
he?
dice.
Angel gets a lock on his crib, page me.
Hackler's living on the North Shore of Lake Hollywood. We better hurry. They got a 5K race starting there in a half an hour.
Consider yourself paged.
There we go. Oh, that's a tough choice. The vamps or the hackler?
Take this. Wait for me, though. I'm through. I'll hook up.
They're wearing this flimsy swimsuit that covers, like... nothing.
Appalling.
Disgusting.
Right.
Wow.
Well, shouldn't we be off killing something?
Oh. Is this not part of the oh! Special guest?
I'm gonna fall out of my top.
And then you'll be out of his light. See? Everybody wins.
But isn't there something that...
You're not
I
going
didn't
in a
hire
minute.
you to play Ophelia. Show the cleavage, say the line. Got it? Or do you want to waste more of our time?
I hate him. I hate him.
Who am I kidding? I embarrassed myself. I just wanted to act, that's all. For them to like
She's
me
not to be
because I was
faulted
good.
for chasing her dreams. It's just,
Never wanted to
sadly,
feel
there's
like
some
this.
disgusting people out there.
Can't stress enough. Kill it. We must.
Where is it?
No idea.
Guess it's not up for
But I imagine
negotiation.
it's getting pretty hungry by now.
Oh!
It's us do a circular search, say 1 mile in diameter, keep moving out, hope we get lucky.
Angel.
Sorry, I didn't mean to step on your toes, Wesley.
Oh, old habits.
Quite all right.
Wesley's kind of our new leader now.
It's been a long time coming. Congrats. And kudos to you. Nice choice of conductor to lead your symphony.
Ooh, that's
Everyone
another portal.
always ask me that. Do I look okay?
Oh, don't tell me
What did
another
you
one of
see?
those things
A
are coming.
woman. She was at the public library.
You coming?
Right. Thought you'd never ask.
Something's off with the host.
Junior.
Like, he's usually... He never, like, has that face, does he?
What's
Like
wrong?
that lack of confidence.
Did they make him drink?
We don't know.
Damn, that
But
sucks.
I'm
Like,
getting the weirdest sense of deja vu here.
How come every time you and me hit the big city, we end up in a library?
it's another kick for
Sonorsville.
gun,
Next time,
like,
why don't we do something fun? Like
those
Elton's in town next month. What do you say? You,
personally
me,
attached
back
for
row
him.
seats?
I don't do big and crowded.
But those are probably hard to fake.
If you only knew.
The reading area's down that way. Just take a left.
Toodles. See you in the Munchkins in the morning.
Hey,
keeps using...
if you plan on checking anything out, you've got
I
about
can't
5
be
minutes.
mad, okay?
Actually, we're
He's
looking
not
for someone
Kathy.
we think weak.
Well, we all stopped hoping a while ago.
This is her.
Can you tell us anything about her?
She worked here in the library with me. She was studying to be a
I'm
physicist.
sure...
The day she disappeared.
It was creepy.
Curve der Blur Plus Wort Strip und Blizzardsen Lift Front Plitz.
Uh-oh.
Yeah, Pat, I
I
write about
don't...
vowel.
I... Host?
I prefer Lauren.
Lauren.
Yes,
Lorne.
Lauren, if you must. Though I generally don't go
We
by
got a
that
name.
because Green.
Right. Lauren Green. Bonanza? 15 years on the air not mean anything to anyone here? Okay, now I feel...
I'm loving Angel.
To remove the shame that you have visited upon your life giver. Is anyone else getting a little peckish?
Everyone's here like,
Italian sound.
okay,
Your
what's...
mother's burden
Yeah.
is terrible. Misses her little green boo, does she?
She rips your images into tiny pieces, feeds them to the swine.
I really don't want to hear about our little family issues.
Sure we do.
Yes.
I
Let's
do.
hear about the cowardice and shame.
Okay, for your information,
Not a coward.
I like a bit of backstory.
In fact, my friends and I were just partaking in a Draken hunt, which regrettably we must return to. Now, if you'll excuse us,
There is a Draken nearby. I will assist in the kill.
find your own Draken.
You know how we can kill it?
All that is required, just champions roaming the countryside, fighting for justice. Boring. Ain't got a problem? Solve it with a sword. No one ever
I want
admits to
something
having
different.
actual feelings and emotions, let alone talks about them. Can you imagine living in a place like that?
Not really.
And extended to the sacred joust.
For the last time, not a coward. I just saw both sides of the joust. How are you supposed to
There we
joust
go.
someone when you partially agree with their point of view?
The Draken has taken more. Enough of your words.
Patience not really a virtue with my people.
I was gonna say, he's more like, action now, talk later. Oh boy.
We don't have a plan.
Oh.
The Draken's bite contains a powerful venom, deadly to my people.
Is there an antidote?
Oh,
Only
shoot.
back in our world.
You were bold, though. Oh boy. I am just loving this Angel. return to the light was much needed. Well, at least it's not you. Oh, gun. It's just the case of, like,
Right there. Talk about upstaging me.
something's going through his head right now. How many more people close do I have to lose?
All you have to do is read aloud from it.
Be safe.
Goodbye, Krevlo and Swath of the Deathwalk clan.
Tell my mother Tell her I threw myself into the sacrificial canyons of Trelinsk.
I feel we will meet again someday.
Oh, it really
God, I
breaks
hope
my
not.
heart.
Fine with me. Cordy?
Oh, no. No. No, 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 no.
Cordy!
Oh, no.
Oh, crap.
Pretty much. Pretty much. Well, so that happened. I'm just gonna check something real fast because it's bugging me, and it will be bugging me for the rest of my days. Where is it? Because there was Fred. I said she looked familiar. I need to find it. Where is it? It was in that bit, wasn't it? Okay. Come on. There we go. Okay, here we go. I'm gonna go on a hunch. She kind of looks like Amy Acker, to be fair, but I don't know. So yeah, that was interesting. We got Lorne. We got some details about him and a bit of backstory, and you know, there's a few parallels going on here with his overall story and Wesley's story. That was heartbreaking to revisit. It was nice to kind of revisit some areas of certain characters with Gunn, especially. That sucked. And so did, you know, Wesley with his father's situation that we kind of got a little sprinkle of in episode 14, I think it was. Yeah. It was just really crazy. I loved it. And I feel like this is going to be a very interesting next few episodes, potentially, because it seems like they are, with Cordy now somewhere else. I feel like we're setting up for because after the next episode, it'll be 2 episodes left, so I feel like we're kind of setting up for like a mini arc to conclude this season, which is really neat. And yeah, it was a really neat episode. So yeah, that felt pretty much like a setup episode for things to come for the remainder of this season, especially with, you know, Cordy's comments about how she feels like she's, that there is something, like, missing out of all this, and of course her ending up on that world, who, I'm assuming that's where we're going, because I'm sure that's Amy Acker. I'm assuming we're going to encounter her at some point, Fred, as, yeah, she was called, and, yeah, we got quite a few revelations in this episode, as well as it being a good episode for characterization, because we touched on a great emphasis on certain character traits and the struggles for, you know, certain characters' identities, especially with Lorne, because we got quite the backstory. Well, we got quite the bit of backstory regarding him and how distant he was. How he's like Angel, really, where he doesn't really belong in both worlds. Because in this world, of course, his appearance... We had that little moment where there was that librarian who was mistakenly thinking he was part of that school children storytelling thing. But in usual circumstances, people would probably have a bit more of a hostile reception. And in his world, he is pretty much disgraced by his own people. He is not as vicious, like Landok, I think he was called. He is, he is not like he is not fitting into their customs, and he's more of a compassionate person, someone with empathy, more of a more empathetic nature, should I say. So it was really good to learn a bit more regarding Lorne, and getting a name, because he's usually been called the host, but I don't think he was given a name prior to this episode. So it was really great to finally call him something other than the host. To finally get a a name regarding him. So yeah, but I really loved the characterizations between Lorne and Landok. They were two vastly different characters, and it was just really good to see. They had such great chemistry, I felt. It was really comedical, and it was just... I feel like this whole episode was a barrel of fun. Of course, there was some sadder emphasis painted towards the episodes, not just with Gunn's story, but also with the characters of the other characters of Angel Investigations themselves, which we'll get onto in a minute. But I thought overall this had some really really good humor thrown in there, especially from Angel, who I just really loved his characterization in this episode. I thought he was more funnier than usual, and it was just really good to see him try to fit in more with Angel Investigations, try to still be in their good books. And it was just really good. And like I said, I feel like this is setting up for the remainder of the season, and I'm really excited to see where things go, especially if, Lorne may be integrated a bit more, because I've really loved him, I've really loved him being involved, every now and again. But I feel like this is a good point for him to finally be integrated a bit more, if you get what I mean. So, yeah. But it was really good, going into some of the characteristics of, and the complexities of those characteristics with some of the characters. With Wesley, we got, bits and pieces regarding his father and how much of a burden Wesley felt compared with his father, because Wesley has always been trying his best to make his father proud, and no matter what, his father's not having any of it, because father of the year. And we had that phone conversation with his father, and Wesley was so jubilant, and you could sense the tone diminishing when you can kind of gather that his father said, okay, I don't... Yeah, he was more condescending than celebratory, if you get what I mean. So, yeah, and it was really heartbreaking, because you not just sensed the tone in the phone call, but you also sensed the lack of confidence, and that's always been a thing with Wesley. He has always been an intellectual character who would make a pretty good leader, but the confidence has always been a bit of an issue. And with his father's condescension rather than a celebratory mood, it's knocked his confidence. So, I mean, even when Angel was conducting this plan, and it was old habits die hard mantra, wasn't it? And Wesley was not lecturing him. I mean, I feel like Angel is slowly but surely winning them over in terms of, okay, well, we can repair this bridge. But I feel like the more heavier emphasis was Wesley still feeling the condescension from his father rather than Angel stepping on old habits. So, yeah, and stepping on his turf, really. But, yeah, it was just heartbreaking with Wesley. We had Cordelia as well, who has been going through hell herself with her visions, and how much more of negative factor they're becoming for her. But it wasn't just that that has been hounding her like throughout these past couple of episodes. In this episode, she was literally going for it in terms of what she wants most in the world, what she desires the most, and that's her acting ambition. And it was heartbreaking because of the abusive nature that we got with that director, who I just wanted to drop kick into the next dimension, to hell. And that's sad, really, because there are some acting productions that have this really hostile atmosphere. Not all acting like conditions are going to be as harsh as that director was, but that's sadly the true nature. Like, some people will feel vulnerable because of the harshness of a director like that dickweed. So yeah, I hated him. I really wanted Angel to go to town on him, but no, honestly, it feels so heartbreaking, like seeing Cordy get so excited to pursue her dream. It was a big deal for her, and to have a director ridicule her, to shout at her in such an unnecessary manner, it just breaks your heart. So I really felt so bad for Cordelia in this episode. And Gunn as well, we touched up upon his story and how he was more distant from the Angel investigations because he was with his friends who we saw in, was it the Fin Deadline? Because I think I just posted that onto YouTube. And there was quite the split regarding what he was going to do, because there was the Harkler demon, and there was the vampires that his friends was wanting to hunt. And we know that from season 1 especially, with his sister, that those close to him and those those who are close to him who perished, it extracts a heavy toll on him, understandably. And I feel like there is a heavier burden on his shoulders in this episode, because we know that recently I feel like he's been more associated to Angel investigations rather than his own people, because when we first started off with Gunn's story, he had an established group who fought vampires, etc. So it's not like this was his first rodeo when we first encountered him, and I think it was episode 20 of season 1. And, slowly and slowly he's been pulled into Angel investigations, and I feel like with him having to choose one path or another, there's a bout of guilt going on in his conscience because his friend has just died, and I feel like there is a case where he feels like he could have been there and his friend wouldn't have died. So I feel like we're revisiting that area where Gunn feels a lot of guilt on his shoulders because someone close to him died, and it's going to be even heavier this time around because of the fact that he had to choose between two paths, and because of his time being more associated with Angel investigations, he's kind of distanced himself from the group he spent a lot more time with, and there's a feeling of betrayal to the group that he used to be with more so than Angel investigations. So it will be very interesting to see how that might develop as I'd say the season goes on for these remaining episodes, maybe leading into next season. We'll have to wait and see. But I really like seeing how certain how certain things that seem to blossom for certain characters have this despair for them. With Wesley, he's always wanted to do right for his father, to impress him, and even as a leader, his father still condescends him rather than compliments him, like, oh, I'm very, very proud of you. There seems to be a more condescending and unimpressed nature going on there. So, yeah, but it was really good, this episode. I really liked how character-focused this was, but also how we got explanation on certain things, like Lorne's, like how Lorne is like Angel, and how this seems to branch into its own mini arc for the remainder of the season. With Cordy now being trapped, and of course we're going to have to rescue her. Oh no, you know what? Let's leave Cordy. No, we can't. We love Cordy, and I'm excited to see what happens in the next episode as Cordy is trapped on that world for now. Like I said, maybe she'll encounter that Fred, who was teased earlier this episode, who, like I said, I'm sure is played by Amy Acker, but I feel like I'll get more, like if we see her again, I'm sure we'll get more clarity if she appears again, because I wasn't so certain with that picture. It just rang that familiarity for me, if you get what I mean. So yeah, but I really loved this episode, so pretty neat stuff. So yeah, I will see you guys next time. Hope you guys enjoyed this reaction. You can check my videos on the right if you want to check out more of my content. You can also subscribe to my media feeds and channel if you want to. Hope you guys enjoyed this reaction. Hope you guys take care. I will see you guys next time. Toodles!